Hello everyone, my name is Michael. I'm starting this YouTube page or this YouTube videos so I can walk you through my steps, my process, my hiccups, the hurdles that I came and overcame with starting an Airbnb. I know you're probably thinking maybe I should get into Airbnb, maybe I shouldn't, and I'm unsure, uncertain. And I'm just letting you know that I'm here for you, letting you know everything that I wish I could have changed with myself when I did it, and I'm open to questions. All right, so this is the first video, so bear with me, please. This one will be titled, Should I Even Get Into the Airbnb? All right, so there's a few things to look at when you're considering an Airbnb unit. First, you should do your market research, depending on your location, how much rent is, how much they're charging for Airbnb. The first thing I do is act like a tourist. Hey, I'm looking for an Airbnb. This is the area. Look at the hot places. Look at the hot areas. You know how often people frequent that area, and how much they're paying for rent, basically. All right, and then you want to look at the differences too between renting and owning. If you should buy a condo or if you can possibly rent. If you do rent, you want to make sure that you're able to do this within the lease. Some people allow it, some people don't. Take risks if you want to, it's up to you. After you find a location where you want your Airbnb, you want to go on the Airbnb app. You might get on your computer and look, and again, you're a tourist. You're going to do market research. You go in, you find that exact area, and that's how you narrow down your market research. I'm actually in Chicago, so you might actually find that exact building on Airbnb, and that way you can look at other people's setup, what they're giving, and what they're charging a night for rent. Also, their cleaning fee, because you want to do your market research and you want to be marketable. You want to be able to be consistent with everybody else's prices while you can still make a profit. There's room for everyone here. Another thing to take into consideration is the bedroom size. My first unit was what they call it's not a studio, it's not a one bedroom. It's what they call a pocket unit. So it's basically like a one bedroom, but in between a one bedroom and a studio. But it's a sliding door, which separates the bedroom portion from the living area. So you actually can separate the bedroom from the living area. So it's like a one bedroom. I did that, and a little bit about myself, because I didn't even get into it, but I started off with that one, with what they call a convertible, and had a partner with him for a while, and we ended up getting a studio. So looking at both of them, they both probably brought in about the same amount of money. So I don't think, for me in my situation, it wasn't cost effective to pay the extra money for the convertible when I could have just had a studio and made the same amount of money. All right, convertibles allow up to 3 people, while a one bedroom allows up to 5. I only had 5 people stay once, and each additional person past 2 pays an additional price. I have mine set up where anyone who stays was more than two people, it's an additional $30. So like the 5 people stayed, and it was like $200 something for a night, which is good because I normally charge $125, then $59 for cleaning fee, and then it was $30 extra for that one person on top of all of that. And they just stayed one night just to come to Chicago, party, and leave. So you have to weigh all of that into consideration. All right. One tip is, since you're jumping into this, you're not 100% sure, I always would suggest selecting a place that you wouldn't mind living yourself. You know, just a place the place that I have is in the Loop, downtown Chicago. I've never lived in downtown Chicago. I'm always downtown Chicago. I actually work downtown Chicago. If something was to go wrong, I said, well, you know what? Worst case scenario, I just stay here. But I went in, manifested positivity, and it happened. I actually jumped in the deal November the 8th. I'm sorry, November the 10th. November the 10th. Posted it online November the 10th. And November the 12th, the first person was in there. Another thing to take into consideration is the weather, depending on where you stay. Everyone knows that winters in Chicago are hectic. I chose to jump in November because I wanted to have a learning curve, and I wanted to be able to learn. And if I made any mistakes, because like I say, I didn't have anybody to talk to, went online, searched for a few things, and that's why I felt that I needed to become what I was looking for anybody else trying to start. So I jumped in November. It were some times where I had to actually partially pay rent. I never fully paid rent since I've had the place, ever. But there were some times where I had to partially pay rent, well, a few $100, nothing major. But again, I have a place to go downtown when nobody's there. But the summertime has been great. To be honest with you, I can't say anything negative about it. During the summer months, I've been back booked consecutively for $125 a night with the $59 cleaning fee, bringing pretty nice money off of one unit. So just giving you that for a heads up. Another thing to take into consideration before selecting a place, you want to write out your entire budget for everything. Within your budget, you want to write in any admin fees for moving in, first month's rent, first month's utility bills, and you want to try to furnish the place as best as you can before even buying anything. Write down your entire budget. Your bed costs this much. I'm an Amazon Prime member, so everything that I had, I put in my Amazon cart and I added it up. I put everything in there, which was bed, mattress, desk, had a futon in there, just a few other things, major things that I needed. Mine came out to around roughly $1,250. And that's to furnish the entire place, which isn't bad. So you want to do that. And after you furnish everything, of course you need linen, bed linen, dry towels, bath towels, toiletries, and all toiletries and all that stuff. I just go to Amazon for it. They drop it off to the apartment and pretty reasonable price compared to just going and buying things directly from Target or Walmart. The one thing that I did go to Target for, Target has pretty reasonable towels. I think it was $4 for the big dry towels and like $4 for a bunch of the little face towels. Pretty reasonable compared to what you get from Amazon. And the ones I ordered from Amazon took a long time to get here too. So I kind of stayed away from that one. Thing about the towels and the linen, I try to mimic what I see in hotels. I'm not sure if you've noticed, but every hotel that you go to, they have white sheets, white blankets, white towels. They have them for a reason. They're durable, they don't show stains. So I did that, and first I started off with different colored towels, and then they were fading, getting on. The lint was getting off on the sheets. When I washed everything together, I had to separate this, separate that. But if you got everything white, you can throw everything in the laundry together. Another thing I did was I researched online about how do hotels keep their towels white. They wash, they don't use bleach. So that's what they do. They just wash them. Actually, they put them in 3 cycles. Wash them like 2 times. But all right. So that's just something to look into. Stay away from the colored towels if you can. You want to make it as clean as possible and look as good as possible. Another thing to consider when selecting a place is cleaning. Since you have to take into accountability how much you'll be charging your tenant for a cleaning fee. Like I say, I charge $59. I reached a point where I now found somebody with a cleaning company, and they're charging me $35 to do the linen. You know, of course, I pay for the detergent and this laundry room in the building. So they use my facilities, and I have the card for them. They use that, and I keep money on that. But only reason they gave me that price is because I say I will only use you. You will be the one to get the contract, and I have a few other places that I need you to clean as well, and then I will depend solely on you and your company. And she was just starting up, but initially I selected a place that was about 4 miles from my job. So what I was doing at first was going on lunch, take my lunch break. I would go down and straighten up real quick. I've never had an incident where I was more than an hour. Usually take me about 45 minutes to clean it up by myself. Hour at the max. But then, like I say, I'm right up the street, on the same street, a straight shot. Did that, so that's something else to take into consideration. If it comes to the point where you have to clean it, just make sure that you're close enough so you can clean it. All right, then I spoke on seasons too. Seasons was the last thing I wanted to speak on. You have to keep in mind that where you are, your locations. Like in Chicago, summertime Chicago is great. We have the taste, we have a lot of palooza, we have a lot of concerts. There's so much going on in the city of Chicago. This is when I really make my money with the Airbnb. And it's been great, been very profitable. Looking into getting more units. So since this is the first video, I won't get too much in depth into setting it up, into other things that I have a lot of information for you. So feel free to reach out to me, shoot me an email, comment, please share, please like the video, and let me know what you think, anything that you think I should speak on. Just leave it in the comments. I'm open for discussion. Thank you.